Alrighty, guys, welcome to tonight's charting session. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. Happy Thursday. Um, Today was solid. I took one trade. I'm up 6.5K on the day. Really, really high quality setup. Really, the biggest thing I really want to go over tonight is this trade that we took today was more of an advanced entry. If you didn't have conviction in it, you might think that it was too early or what, or and stuff like that. Because I took it on live today, and I knew that many of you, and I remember saying this on live too. I said, how many of you were shocked like that I said, oh, I'm in a short position, and be like, what the fuck? Why is this guy in a short position? And many of you probably saw why I took it and we're on the same wavelength. If you didn't know what I was looking for, is my main reason of why I want to go over that today. But today was kind of one of those trades where when you have the experience to back it, the execution is zero hesitation whatsoever. So first thing I want to talk about is going into the day, my bias was bearish, and it was overlapping models over models, literally perfectly to a T. So I want you guys to take a look at this structure for a second. And we talked about this in the live session, but I want you guys to just take a look at this overall structure and think about why we sold where we did and what was the bias of what we were looking for, right? So number one, we know that we've been consistently generating liquidity. We've been consistently generating all this sell side down here, this low, this recent low. At the highs, we took this recent high, displaced inside back in this range. We pulled back to OTE of this previous price leg on the bigger time frame. Took this 1 hour breaker, rejected this, started to accumulate up here, took this recent high, started to displace, right? So now we're displacing back down out of this breaker, right? Normally, again, this is literally a model in itself, exactly what we're looking for. Once we displace out of this breaker, this becomes the market maker, the market structure shift on the bigger time frame when we displace through these lows, because we're displacing out of an area in which we already expect to reject, right? We've swept buy side, we've pulled back to this imbalance, there's a reason for price to go lower, we've now displaced. So at this point in time, going into the day, I'm super bearish, and I want to see this 1 hour fair value gap continue to hold. So going into the morning, I know we're retracing into an area in which I already expect to reject. What is another thing that's also happening? Well, zooming in, we initially come up, reject, come down, build more sell side, run up, take this recent high. This becomes the turtle soup on the bigger time frame, right? Because we're sweeping an internal area in which we already expect to reject. Why? Because this is OTE of the previous price leg and an imbalance. We take the recent high. So going into the morning, I'm extremely bearish because there's literally zero reason or zero bias of why the market should go higher here. Because we've done everything we've needed to do, right? We've done absolutely everything. We've rejected this imbalance. We've displaced. We've taken this recent high. We have generated sell side. So now going into the morning, I'm looking to see manipulation. So I said, be patient going in the morning. I'm looking at these two highs on NQ to get taken. Why these two highs are important? Because it's an area in which we already expect to reject. There's an imbalance here, and most of the time when you're looking for turtle soup, you're going to see it aligns with an imbalance most of the time. So looking at ES in the morning, I was watching to see how price reacts. I know NQ high is here. I know ES high is here. I know, okay, there's no way if ES comes up or NQ comes up that ES is going to take this high. So I immediately know this is most likely going to be the morning manipulation. This is going to be Judas before selling off, right? So what happens is I'm already anticipating this to be manipulation because I know there's no reason for price to go higher. So if we are going higher, it's going to be manipulation. So I wait for the manipulation. We continue to generate liquidity. We come up, take this buy side level. Right when NQ takes this buy side level, I look and say, okay, we just took these recent highs. This high on ES, this high on ES. NQ took both of these highs. We now have a massive SMT. This is turtle soup. This is manipulation. Why is it right here? Zoom out. We have a 5-minute fair value gap. We've swept some form of buy side. This is a perfect market maker sell model. We expect this to be the internal manipulation, again, sweeping some sort of internal liquidity to then target the opposing liquidity pool. This becomes turtle soup. I immediately jump into a short position. We start selling off. Now, one mistake that I did make today, not a mistake, but this was too good of a setup for me to not trade full size. And the reason why I say that it's a mistake is because I'm at a point in my trading where I need it to be again, you guys will see me take very small losses and very big wins. And when I do see a high quality setup, A plus setups aren't every single day, right? I'm not going to get them very often. And when I see them, I immediately know that's exactly what I'm looking for. And this was one of those setups where I had a lot of confidence. I didn't need to wait for a market structure shift because I knew price was just going to pretty much go straight down. And I literally said this going into the morning. I said, this is literally going to be exactly what happened yesterday, where we had a retrace in the morning and then we dumped to whatever the drawn liquidity was in the morning, which was this low. We retraced and we dumped to this low. I said, this is going to be exactly what is going to happen today because there's no reason for price to go higher here. We've done everything in the overnight session, and that's what is so great when we do have days like this where all of the price action has happened in the overnight session, and we can actually just go straight in the morning. We pulled back. I entered short. The mistake I made was I didn't enter my full size, and it should have been a trade where I entered my full size. You might say that's hindsight. I don't believe so at all because I said this going into literally right when I entered this, I was like, this is absolutely beautiful. This is a fantastic setup. I'm extremely confident. And I said it literally when we were like right here, I said I wish I added more size. Now, could I have added size later on, like right here? Yes, but I personally don't like doing so because what happens is I'll enter here. I was in 4 contracts. Once we started to retrace down, I moved my stop to this high. Oh, I can't do it when I'm on replay. Let me take this off. And I was risking, I'm not logged in. Never mind, I can't do it. I was risking, I'm guessing around $500 or maybe $1,000, somewhere around there. But if I was to enter a little bit late, my fill gets skewed and my risk turns to like 2K. Now, again, if I am trading my full size, that should be fine. So, again, I think I was just a little bit hesitant. Looking back, I think I probably should have added more size. Just because I'm so focused on taking advantage of my winners and cutting my losers so short, that's why I have big days and why I have such small days, is because when I do see high conviction setups, I put on size. And this was one of those setups where I should have put on size. Normally, when I'm confident, you'll see me put on size 8 to 10 contracts. This should have been one of those trades where I'm at least putting on fucking 6. I didn't even put on 6 contracts. And most of the time, I am trading 6 contracts. I'm not sure why I traded 4. I think it had to have, a little bit had to do with, we had a whole fucking Tradeovate problem this morning. I couldn't log in. I entered the trade. My limits weren't being shown. My P&L wasn't being shown. TradingView was fucking messing up. Everybody was having technical problems, and I started being like, oh my God, this is pissing me off because this is a great setup. Like, this is literally the worst time for this to be happening because this is one of the better setups we've had in a little bit of time. So I guess that kind of made me lower my size a little bit. But other than that, I think that was the mistake I did make today, which was putting on more size. And honestly, that's a great mistake to make because if if I'm saying there was a mistake, adding more size is probably a good mistake to have because, right, it was a great setup. It was exactly what I wanted to see. But yes, I should have put on more size. And if I did put on my full size, it would have been a 20K day. It happens. There's always going to be more opportunity. I'm not going to think about it like that. But in my journal, I did say, yes, I should have put on more size. And I said that literally in the trade. Now it's just time to say, okay, should I have added later? Like, should I have allowed myself to enter more contracts once we've already had this initial displacement? And I can think about that. I could say yes. I could say no. I don't really think it matters. I think the answer could have been yes, but at the same time, if it would have gone against me, I would have been pissed if I added extra contracts. So I think it's fine. I make mistakes, and that's a fine mistake to have. And next time I have a good setup, I'll put on more size, right? So, but overall, great setup. We immediately dumped, literally almost zero drawdown on this trade, immediately sold off straight to this low, and bing, bang, bong. That was an absolute fantastic trade. How many of you guys took this trade this morning? Of course, me. Nice. Missed that one, missed it. Tech problems, me. Got it, me. One thing I want to say, too, is anybody who did not take the setup, you have to be able to be, and this is hard, and this is one thing I'm structuring in the masterclass, but when we're on live together, it is very, very easy because I've been in your position. Like, I have been in your position. That's why it's my goal to structure it for you guys. I have been in your position when I first started trading, where I've been in a community where I've seen other people take trades. I've wanted to take those trades. Now, again, you shouldn't be signal botting me. You shouldn't be fucking signal botting me, you little goddamn rat. But you should be understanding what I'm taking. I've had times where I've seen trades go, and it affects me so much when I miss out on that setup and I see other people making money. And I know that there's many of you in here that probably happened to you today when you saw this setup. You saw, everybody making money, and you end up going on tilt because of it. You cannot have that happen. You cannot have that happen. You cannot be affected by that, because all that is showing you is you're in the wrong mindset. You're in the wrong mindset. There's always going to be more opportunity. There's always going to be another trade. And what happens is you let a fucking 5-minute opportunity end up spiraling into ruining days, if not weeks of progress, just because you can't handle the fact that you missed out on one fucking setup. Like, literally think to yourself right now, like, say, dude, that is so fucking stupid. Why would I even think about like that? Like, think logically. Why would you even think and let that affect you? It shouldn't affect you whatsoever. The market opens at the exact same fucking time every single day. There's always going to be more opportunity. Do not be emotionally impacted if you miss out on a setup. And don't let yourself start chasing it. Don't let yourself start fucking over trading, making a bunch of trades because you want to catch up or make back what you would have made on that setup. All it's going to do is, when you're in that mindset and when you're constantly thinking about something that you missed out on, you're going to force setups. You're going to be trying to make that money back, or not make that money back, but make the money you would have made earlier. Don't do it. All it's going to do is spark negative trades, negative emotion, and you're going to end up fucking spiraling, and it's not good. Do not do it. How many of you guys had that problem? Not necessarily today, but recently. If you find yourself having this problem, there's a couple things I want you to do. Number one, if you find yourself on live with me when I'm trading with other people and you easily get affected by seeing other people win, don't fucking watch me live trade. Like, I'm being dead honest. Do not watch me live trade. If you get easily affected by seeing other people win, do not watch the live trade, because you're holding yourself back by doing so. Until you can get to an emotionally stable point where you have confidence in yourself, you know what you're looking for, you aren't affected by other people, your bias isn't affected by other people, you should not be on the lives. I'm telling you right now, you should not be on the lives if you're not at that point. Because if you're not at that point, the lives will be so great for learning, but when you're so focused on actually fucking making money, you are going to go in an emotional rabbit hole, and you're going to get constantly fucked because you're more focused on other people succeeding than actually doing what you need to do. You're more focused on what other people are doing instead of your fucking self. Why do you fucking care? Stop caring. That's number one. If you're not at that point in time where you're emotionally stable enough to be able to come on live and watch me trade, watch me take a win, and you not take it, and you're like, oh, fuck, I should have taken it, blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't be on the lives. You shouldn't be on the lives. You're not at that point yet. Again, the lives are a fucking great place to learn. You can see me. You can see my emotion. You can see how I take trades. You can see my confidence. You can see my conviction. That's great and all. But if it's emotionally affecting you in a negative way where you're spiraling and you're taking bad trades because of it, you shouldn't be on the live sessions. And nobody else is going to tell you that, because your whole goal is to watch me trade. I'm here to tell you right now, you should not be watching me live trade if that's a problem for you. Until you can get to a point where you're stable enough to do so, then it's going to be even more valuable, because you're going to be in the live. You're going to be seeing other people win. Be happy for those people, because you know what makes you money. You're going to see DJ take a trade that you won't take yourself. He's going to win, and you're going to be like, let's go fucking DJ. I didn't take that trade. I didn't have conviction in it, but I'm happy for you. Somebody else takes a trade. Oh, let's go. Our goal is to build each other up as a community. We're all here to succeed. We all have the same goal. We're all here to make money. We're all here to, be our best selves. But you can't let it emotionally affect how you trade, because other people start blaming other people. All of the fucking dipshits that have joined this community and then left negative reviews because they find themselves fucking spiraling because of other people, or losing their money because they can't control themselves. That's their fucking problem. Do not be a fucking victim. Do not be a fucking victim. Do not blame other people. Admit your mistakes. You're in control of your own decisions. You press a button. You control your size. You control your mentality. It's not your fucking brain. You fucking control it. You control yourself. You control how you think. Stop being a fucking victim. Start focusing up and figure out what the problem is. Because if you start just thinking about other things instead of what's actually happening in itself, like, don't overthink it. If you have problems when you're on the live, if you're emotional, don't go on the fucking live until you're fine. And a lot of it has to do with the people that don't have conviction in themselves. If you don't have conviction and you don't have confidence in yourself first, then the lives emotionally hurt you. They emotionally hurt you. Because you're more focused on what other people are doing instead of yourself. I'm usually good with that, but today it happened to me because I tried to enter, but the issue with TradingView didn't let me, it made me tilt. Oh, I'll be 100% honest. I was fucking pissed because of that. I was pissed this morning, and I'm sure you guys noticed too. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking stupid. Because especially when I'm in a setup, like, and I can't control what my stop is, I can't control anything. I have to exit it because it's TradingView, something that's out of my control. But you can't be affected by things that are not in your control. And that goes with everything in life. Every single thing in life that you do, if you're emotionally affected by things that aren't in your control, you don't have control over yourself. You have no control over your emotion. You have no control over who you are as a person because you're letting outside factors affect that. Why the fuck would that? Why would you let that happen? Our goal is to get to a point of emotional maturity and stability where nothing affects you unless you let it affect you. And that goes with every single thing in life. You cannot let outside factors get in the way of your progress, get in the way of who you are as a person, get in the way of your growth. You control your success. Only you, nothing else. When I first started trading, I would overtrade, trying to chase setups, but I've learned more from my mistakes. The mindset has definitely changed for me. It's not about money anymore. It's about learning these setups, and the money will come. Absolutely. Guys, when you start focusing on the process, the money will flow like water. Trust me. It's more of a being upset that I wasn't confident in the setup. I love being in the space of people making money. The energy is amazing. I just need to work on my confidence, so I decided to go back to demo to build conviction back. Exactly. That's exactly what you should be doing, brother. Love it. Again, build the confidence on demo. Switch over once you have it. Great decision. Today was a perfect example of how some days are your days and some days just aren't. I saw that Tanya had an incredibly rough day today. She is a great trader, but today she got eaten up where, as of today, Justin read it perfectly. DJ was reading it perfect too. It just shows that you can't compare yourself. Everyone has their own unique understanding of the market and what's it saying. As long as your edge works, keep plugging along. Don't change what you are based on others having good days when you have bad days. Everyone's understanding is unique. Stay on course. Exactly, James. I couldn't have said it better myself, brother. Absolutely. Every single person has different experiences. Every single person has different eyes. You have a completely unique brain. You're a completely unique person. We see things differently. And again, you have to be in a longevity mindset. One day does not mean anything. 1 week does not mean anything. You have to be in a longevity mindset. You're always going to have bad days. You're always going to have good days. You can't let them affect you. I was more upset that I could not see the setup. I did not feel the need to chase, just felt blind while you took an A+ setup that I could not see. The phrase, there is no reason for price to go higher. I need to practice reading price so that I can see this. I understand when you say it, but I could not see it in that morning. I feel like I can only see liquidity sweeps and retracements to fair value gaps. I'm just not starting to see the manipulation before distribution in the smaller time frame so that I can trade it intraday. Looking at your AM trade, all I could see was you getting short in the 15-minute fair value gap. Think about it that way. Let me just reread what you just said, because it's exactly what the fucking trade was. I understand is what you're saying, but I cannot see that this morning. I feel like I can only see liquidity sweeps and retracements to fair value gaps. Okay. Liquidity sweeps and retracements to fair value gaps. Liquidity sweep, displacement, pull back to a fair value gap. Now, I'm a fractal trader. So I look at this on the 15-minute and I say, okay, this is a bearish model. We come up to this fair value gap. I'm expecting a rejection. How can I get the best possible risk from this? Because I could enter in this fair value gap. I could take something like this. I absolutely could, right? That's totally fine. But what's going to be even more confident about this is if I can actually zoom in and find whatever the manipulation is. This is a 4 risk. Absolutely fine. This is great trade. 4 risk to reward. Absolutely fine. But I'm not confident enough to just take this setup. I need to see more. So I zoom in an area in which we already expect to reject on the bigger time frame model, right? Because I already know we're in an area in which we expect to reject on the bigger time frame. This is a bearish model. Where's the manipulation going to be? Here. I see the SMT. I see the highs being swept. This becomes turtle soup. What does my risk now become now? Instead of a 4R trade, I now get a fucking 9R trade. Just because I zoomed in and I found where the manipulation was in the model. Now, this is not for everybody. But for me, I am the most profitable when I focus on fractal trades. I recognize the bigger time frame model, and I zoom in and I find the manipulation. And when the timing is, right? Because again, a draw on liquidity doesn't matter unless you know when the market is going to that area, right? That's our whole goal. You shouldn't be focused on anything other than what is happening right now. Because again, I could think the market's going to these lows. I could think the market is going to these equal lows on the bigger time frame. Unless I know when, it doesn't matter, right? If I think the market's going here, I could take, oh, short here, oh, I got stopped. Oh, short here, oh, I got stopped. Oh, short here, I got stopped. This draw on liquidity doesn't mean anything unless I can figure out why and when the market is going there. So when I have this model going into the day and I say, okay, we're going to these lows, I zoom in and figure out that exact question is when. How do I know? When? Because we come up, we manipulate these highs in an area in which we already expect to reject. There's an SMT giving me even more conviction that this is now the manipulation in the morning. And I enter short. And I have the best risk possible, the best R, the most conviction, and it's the best setup I could possibly take. Price never hit the limit order before taking sell side, but what's your opinion on this trade? I see price come down, failed to take 1 hour liquidity, come back up, respects discount in 15 minutes. So price came back, swept these highs. It would definitely continue towards the downside after sweeping them. What's your thoughts? No, after the sell side level is taken, you shouldn't be taking a short. After this low is taken, you should not be taking a short unless there's an internal model to do so. For me, it was almost overconfidence that got me. Missed 3 opportunities I really liked in the last 2 days, and I let emotions take over and tell me I deserved to catch a nice move, so I forced something that wasn't there. Again, something you got to overcome. Can I get your opinion on this turtle soup? Long. Saw that we looked like a high probability turtle soup setup, so I took it off the push below SSL. There in target equilibrium of the previous price leg. I knew we would most likely continue lower, but had conviction that we needed to see higher internally before seeing lower externally. Wanted to know if this was a valid turtle soup, and this was something I should have conviction with. Where? Let me see where this was. Was that right here? No. What time frame is that on? I need to see. I need to wait. Am I tripping? Where is this? Oh, is it right here? Yes. Okay. I personally would not just take a random long here. I don't think that unless there's an SMT there, I wouldn't take it. It's not bad, but I kind of want to see when I'm thinking of a turtle soup, it's in an area in which number one, I already expect to reject, and there's a reason for price to go higher. When we're at these lows after this sell side level already got taken, what happens when the morning objective is taken? What happens when the morning objective is taken? Every single fucking time you guys get chopped up in this. I tell you every single fucking day. I nail it in your brain. And yet some of you guys still make the same mistake over and over again. Why are we trading this after this low got taken? Somebody please explain to me. You know what to do. You're making the mistake. You know what to do. Stop trading this. This is going to chop you. Now, it's not bad to take a setup here if you have conviction with it. But you're going to be looking for stuff without market telling you, and you're going to be chopped up here. Can you explain why you put your stop where you put it? I put it at the high, recent high instead of, is that too tight? No, that's fine. Now, once we end up getting this displacement, I'll put my stop to this high because I don't expect to go back to this high. But when I entered this, my stop was like just a little bit above this candle high here. Because I don't expect, again, when you're a turtle soup, you get the best R because it's all about conviction. I don't expect price to go higher than this. I put very, very tight risk. Took an L, re-entered after more confirmation, made it up. I took this on my own because of the clean 5-minute buy side, generated an SMT. I saw DJ alerting it after I was thinking of taking it. Why didn't first trade work out? This is the better setup right here. This is the turtle soup. This trade's not bad. I like this one better. If you got stopped on this, I would say your stop is too tight, but I like this second trade better here. Doesn't the 930 Judas down make you hesitate? No, because there's no reason for price to go higher. Again, we come down, take this recent low. Why do we come down and take this recent low? Just to come back to take these highs, and then we're going to continue towards the external draw. Because, again, when you're too zoomed in, you have no bias. When you're looking at just this, you're like, oh, we manipulated the lows. We're going to fucking skyrocket. Zoom out, brother. Zoom out. Where are we? We just swept this buy side level. We're in a 1 hour fair value gap. We just rejected this 1 hour breaker here. Every single thing aligns to a bearish bias. There's no reason you should be expecting price to go higher except to manipulate some sort of high and then sell off. Took this trade after yours. I wish you were honest with me. Do you think this trade is too early and I should have taken the turtle soup after the displacement 3 to 5 minute because I feel like I got lucky in this trade as the high of the point where I took the trade could be a soup? It's not bad. It's not my kind of setup. It's not bad. It's not my kind of setup. Because there wasn't really displacement through a low here yet. And if there was an SMT here, I would have had a lot more confidence with it. But there wasn't. Because, again, you're taking a short after sell side gets taken. So for me to take a short after sell side gets taken, there has to be a lot of conviction for it. Hold on, my dog. Let me let my dog back in. She always wants to go out and then come back. Okay. Lately, it seems like soup always has been followed with an SMT. Has there been instances where that is not the case? You do see a soup without SMT. Would you wait for displacement? No. If I know what I'm looking for, I don't need an SMT. An SMT is extra added conviction, though. For example, I took a turtle soup last week that was not an SMT, but it was exactly what I was looking for. So I took it. There was no SMT here. But an SMT is added conviction for sure. Is this a valid market maker bomb model? Asking in general question. I need to see more. There has to be context for this. There has to be context. This could just be a retracement. This could just be a retracement to an imbalance. I need more context. This doesn't look bad, but again, I can't tell you because there's nothing to the left of us. There's no sell side swept. There's nothing there to tell me that that's not just a retracement. Yeah, that looks good, Big Siege. Justin, I had a sell order in that 1 minute for value gap there because we saw up the internal high. I removed my order limit a second before it would have triggered because we didn't take the other high, but I traded went on to hit all TPs. Do you think it was a bad call? Your sell limit was here. If you're taking a sell here, what are your PTs? Like, if I'm taking a sell here, my main PT for this is equilibrium of this range. Because you got to keep in mind you're playing against the trend here. We have an SMT at these lows. We've had displacement up. We have all this generated bias to the left of us. Was thinking we go to this high. So if you're taking a short here, you're playing the rebalance in price, and you let your runners go in case this gets ran through. But if I'm in a long here, or if I'm in a short, my main target is going to be like here. Looking back, I know this wasn't this is an A+ setup. Morning objective was taken, but we had an internal SMT and was targeting the internal high while in the lower 50% of the range. We teased the high, then noticed inefficient PA. Thoughts? Again, not bad, but you're just looking for opportunity. That's not A+. The morning setup happened, and you're still on the charts. Again, we're going to continue to sit here. When the morning objective's taken, your probability of being successful in the day immediately decreases. Much love, Nemi. Nemi, did you catch that? Yeah, I wouldn't consider that market maker buy model red mouse. Took this trade today, had a lot of conviction with it because I have seen it over and over again. We got higher time frame 5-minute stop rate SMT with ES, so I didn't hesitate to enter without any confirmation. Trade was at 130. Any thoughts? Yeah, looks great. I like that trade. I like that setup. I like that entry a lot better than the first one. I think it looks fine. Didn't take this long turtle when the black line is just what's your opinion? One is a good setup. Wait, didn't take this long turtle suit where the black line is. I can't tell just based off this chart. Was this 18174 down here? Yeah, that would have been fine. But you're trading 20 minutes into close, so yes and no. It's not bad. This entry this morning fits my parameters as an entry model. Thoughts on this? Yeah, looks fine. That's where I was looking to add. That's where I was looking to add my contracts, and I hesitated. Because again, also a rule that you guys know too is I didn't want to be focused on the 15-second in the morning too. So exactly what the fucking market is meant to do. It's meant to fuck you, and I'm trying to save you from being fucked. Okay. All right, let's talk about what we're looking at going into tomorrow. So I am still very bearish going into the rest of the week because I think we've now had everything we need to do. I think we're most likely going to continue to sell until these lows are taken. Displacement, breaker's been held, a lot of bearish order flow. I would want to see all of these lows get ran. So going into tomorrow, I'm looking for literally any manipulation at these highs. This high, this high. We could do something like this in the overnight session. I expect something like this. But I'm looking for manipulation, right? Our goal is to just recognize it. I'm not going to put a limit order here. I'm not going to put a limit order here. I'm looking for manipulation and then looking to see the rejection. But I'm still bearish going into the day tomorrow. But again, I would like to see this get ran through. But this most likely becomes future generated buy side to then run later on. Thoughts on this trade? Move my stop to break even once we tap into the 50-minute for leg up. Took off 75% at the high. Rest stopped in profit. Yep. Again, looks good. All right. Any last questions for me? Daily busy been doing some work. Yeah, look at this fucking daily. This looks like absolute ass cheeks. Like this looks absolutely terrible. I'm honestly expecting a big sell day. Like I think that we will have a big sell day. That could be tomorrow. That could not be. But I do want to see something like this where we do have a sell day like this and we start a sell side of the curve to go down like this. That's kind of what I want to see. But it really is all it's all going to depend on the reaction at these lows. Because again, we're still in a big daily for value gap. This can continue to hold. We could easily this could be turtle soup where we just come down, take this, and then immediately go back higher. That is absolutely what could possibly happen. And this honestly looks more like reality, just because of how we've been. But yeah, it all depends on the reaction once we see it. But again, you should not be trading once these lows get taken. If I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm just telling you right now, if I wake up tomorrow morning and these lows are taken, I'm not trading. There will be no live session if I wake up tomorrow and the overnight session dumped and we took these lows. I'm not trading. Didn't you think we can do the same thing we did earlier this week? We swept internal sell side, then pumped, especially ES, respecting the daily for value gap. We could, but one thing I want you to recognize, Debo, is this. The difference between here and here was the displacement move. We had not yet pulled back to this imbalance, this breaker, or equilibrium of this range. So buy side was swept. We displaced. Now that we've pulled back to this, we sell. I don't expect price to go higher until these lows are taken. Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm trying to say there? Yeah, okay, good. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Great day today. Whether you lost or won today, go journal. Recognize your mistakes, what you did right, what you did wrong. Continue to improve. It's been a great week so far. Let's keep it going. Let's see if we can end off the week strong tomorrow. We'll see what kind of opportunity we end up getting. But I do want to take a look at news real quick too. I don't remember what Friday's looking like. Okay. Empire State, no idea I don't even know what the fuck this is, to be honest. 8:30 looks good. Oh, and we have consumer sentiment. Oh, we're looking good. Okay, 10 a.m. Be careful. We'll be looking to see what happens at 10. We do have consumer sentiment. All right, guys. Thanks for your knowledge. Shoo! Let's go, Gab. God damn, brother is stacking up accounts right now. Love to see it, bro. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Get some rest. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Peace out, guys.